But last time, started our adventure, we came back to the island somewhat by force, and we made our way through Grass Town once again, fell off the bottom of the island, and now we're busy climbing back out. Made it through the sand zone, met up with Balrog, and now we're here. Oh. Let's keep going through the labyrinth, shall we? Right, I do have a booster. It's good to remember. I don't actually mind taking that hit there. And this looks awfully familiar. You! Yes, well, so sorry, but I can't give you a rematch right now. Fancy that, I'm all out of gas. Darn shame, that. Oh, what's that? You say you'll find some critter juice for me? Got nothing better to do. Perfect. Yes, well, that old roach, Kaba, you know him, don't you? Anyway, he stopped accepting business from me a little while back. He said some shameful dark cat-eyed monster has been stealing supplies. Oh meow my. I'd never do something like that to old Kaba. And yet I'm the very first one he suspects. The world just doesn't have a place for an old cat like me. Okay, I'm rambling. Getting critter juice is no big deal. Just go have a nice chat with Kaba and see if you can make a deal with him. I'm sure a guy like you makes for an excellent negotiator, All you gotta do to get me some critter juice is have a word with Kaba. I'll be right here. Okay. Seems we can never go for very long without having an errand. But you know what? It's not bad to have a little direction. Also, I hope you like moving blocks. Here, I believe. Yep. Drop through a nice little tunnel system. And pick up a life capsule. Always good to have. This way first. The high ground. Don't get crushed by any of these blocks. Or a falling body. And let's stop at the safer way. Chest down there, but we can't get to it. Not for many more moments. With all the crushy blocks, it's real important to save whenever you can. The Labyrinth is... the Labyrinth is a difficulty spike in the original cave story. And that certainly holds true here. So he's standing, apparently. But yeah, this... The first time I played this, a month or so ago, This was the first area where I got really frustrated. I mean, just this area from that save point, just this area from that save point up to here, I'm pretty sure it has more moving blocks than the original cave story did in the entire game. But you know what? At least we're at the Labyrinth shop. Not gonna save quite yet because there's nothing of danger in here. Hey there! This is the Labyrinth shop. Professor Booster sent you? Yeah, I know him. I've been working with him a bit the last few weeks. He ordered an energy cell a week ago, but hasn't really followed up since. I started to think he lost interest. Sad to say, the Gaudi in charge of shipping the thing here have gotten themselves into trouble. Long story short, the energy cell is being held off in the Revolutionarium. It's a long ways off down the corridor. Critter juice for Monster X? Well, I suppose you could try riding his treads down to the Revolutionarium. Wait, I thought X already stole a good crate full of the stuff just recently. If it wasn't him, who was it? Well, if you need it immediately, you can head straight to my cold storage warehouse yourself. Kind of a doozy to get to it, though. First, you'll need this key. The door should be down at the bottom of the area with the twin clinics. A bit of a maze in there, though. You get through the maze... I'm really not sure. Now, don't look at me like that. I'm sure someone in the Labyrinth knows the trick to getting through the maze. Fun times ahead. Come up here and check this computer. Hey, someone's sending us a transmission. Location Labyrinth? Huh? Let me see that. Whoa, is that you? Hey, let me on this thing. Whoa, you're okay. Boy, this is some mess we're in this time, huh? I managed to find my way to this little town. But enough about me. How the heck did you wind up back in the Labyrinth again? Yeesh, well, you're on your own for now. Oh? You found Balrog? And got separated again? Excuse me. I hate to interrupt, but Booster contacted us recently. Quote, I need you to bring the Sand Zone card ASAP. Booster wants to sit down with us and discuss things. It'd help a lot if he could sit in the same room as us. Hey, don't hang up! Alright, Quote, try to get back here in one piece. I'm going to stick around this village and keep it safe while you're gone. See you soon! Well, at least we know Curly's okay. And we've got a key card to take. Add one to the list. Now that that's taken care of, we'll save. Worth coming over here to talk with this Cthulhu before we head on, though. Round and round the clock hand spins, new exits shown where time begins. Eh? What? Just mumbling an old song to myself. That might come in handy later. Anyway, we want to head back down this way. Carefully drop through all these moving platforms again, and save now that we're back here, because I'm not taking any chances. Well, we were invincible, which is a good thing. Also weird, I didn't know that invincibility frames could save you from being crushed. Now that we have key from Kava, we can get in here. And this is Labyrinth M. Labyrinth M is interesting. Because it is, just as Kava said, a maze. We're gonna start by going through the left door. Alright, it's that one. Okay. I want this platform to fall. We can get up here. Oh, what am I missing? There we go. And by following this lengthy path this way, we can get a missile upgrade. Now that's taken care of. We'll keep making actual progress. At least I think we'll make actual progress. I might have gone the wrong way. I need to update my route because apparently I still can't tell left from right. That's fine. So there are a few different things we can do here. Notably, one of them is save. We can also talk to Malco here. Oh boy. You know what? You're getting a different voice this time. I'm not doing that voice again. Why, it's that nice fellow from before. You missed all the parties I held. But then I wondered what kinds of explosives there were in other parts of the island. And so I set off on a grand journey. Unfortunately, I got very lost. I can't find my way out of here. Oh, is that a map system? Is it for me? Why, certainly. Thank you very much. Again, you're a very kind person. I do not have anything on me of value to give you. But here, take this and use it inside the generator room in Grasstown. We got the remote control. Which should not be italicized. Bolded. That's how I formatted these things. Take whatever you find. A wise man once said, if you're going straight and keep going in circles, try going in circles and you'll go straight. Oh, but I think I might be going in the wrong direction. Book about missile launchers. Standard missile launcher is capable of holding a large amount of ammunition. Standard missile launcher is also capable of holding its full power under a lot of stress. As such, a standard launcher is best used in situations involving several smaller enemies. If, however, one were to sacrifice both these features, a super missile would be capable of taking out much larger foes in a shorter period of time. And that's kind of acting as a warning for what Dr. Garrow can do. I'm Dr. Garrow. Here, let me refill your health. Been stuck in this maze a while now. Was wondering when someone new would show up. Kinda funny seeing you here again. Last person to show up here was... oh shoot, what was his name? Some gunsmith or something? But I'll get to the chase. If you have a missile launcher, I can make it a bit more powerful for you. Oh? You have a missile launcher? Well, how about it? The cost of some ammunition? Would you like me to make your missiles more powerful? No. Oh, okay, I understand. So, that little notice there meant what it said, and I definitely didn't read that the first time I played. Dr. Garrow will upgrade your missile launcher to a super missile launcher, but After that point, you can no longer pick up any missile upgrades. Also, sorry about the pop there, I'm using a different cup than normal. I had to open the lid. But yeah, it's a permanent change. You can no longer pick up any missile launcher capacity upgrades. And you also lose a little bit of durability. I don't actually know to what degree I don't remember to what degree Okay, let me just make sure that I'm in the right place. Okay. So now, I want to go the other way. And looping through that way takes us to Labyrinth S again. Or at least a different part of it. Let's see. Wondering about the Sand Zone enemies in the Labyrinth? Well, with the initial island getting holes in it, it was bound to happen. I don't know where I got the word initial. Are you lost? Well, don't give up. As you move forward, try to look to the past for guidance. I'm gonna be totally honest and say that the Labyrinth was... I mean, I'm pretty sure the Sand Zone was where I first looked at the walkthrough. But the Labyrinth was the first time I got really, really lost. At the very least, we can come down here and get some more ammo for a bubbler. So, I know that what the first Cthulhu said about the clock hand refers to the way that if you make a loop through Labyrinths M and W, those sections we were in a minute ago, then go to where time begins, the door where you entered Labyrinth W, it'll take you to a new area. For this one, we're back in Labyrinth M, but if we look to the past, the door we just came through, we get to Labyrinth C. C is a letter which here stands for brushy blocks, because that's what this place is full of. This place is kind of the worst if you both missed Excalibur earlier and traded the missiles. Because in that case, you screw up and die. In that case, the only weapon that you have to break blocks is the very limited capacity super missile launcher. there's a recovery area up at the top that we didn't get to yet, but we're going to. Because that's how progressing in the game works. But the only way you can get recovery there is by breaking blocks to get harps that are hidden in them. Okay, get that bubbler upgrade again. Make it through here with 100% less death. Fortunately, that's the only secret in this area. No dear, hidden space in. So the only place to recover anything is right here, by breaking these blocks. And if you have, like, 5 missiles, you can't break all the blocks. And the bubbler levels down really quickly. Oh gracious. Okay, we're good. And there's a boss in here. Oh, little robot. We meet again. Hello, hello. I'd remember that hat anywhere. Oh, yes. You remember, right? We fought twice already on both ends of Grasstown. Oh, and you thought you could get away from me? Really, I'm impressed. A fall like that on out of the butt of the island isn't something minor. Yet you shrug it off like a champ. Just to spite me. Oh, but little robot, you're looking for something, aren't you? Critter juice? How chivalrous of you, helping out an old enemy of yours. However, I'm afraid a very big friend of mine would like a word with you. Come on out, great white critter. See, this critter here and I made a little deal. I'd keep the Gaudis and Kitties from using his kids as food and fuel. And in exchange, she works for me now. Get ready for one hell of a brawl. Okay, so in keeping with most of the boss fights in this game being a boss fight from Cave Story with different attributes, this is essentially the Balfrog fight, but with a regular Balrog, I think Balrog 1, running around as well. We can't actually damage Pseudo, so we just have to take care of the Great White Critter. And this whole explanation thing would make a whole lot more sense if I was still fighting the boss, but Excalibur's just that good. Don't think this is over! We're fighting off Pseudo once again. Get a whole host of weapon energy. And some critter juice. So, now all we gotta do is get back down. Piece of cake, right? You know, probably. That attacked in every direction except the one I needed it to. Boop, boop, doop, boop, 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 doop, boop, boop, doop. Okay. And conveniently, this just takes us right out here. I do want to be clear that while I keep pointing out the similarities, or really more than similarities, while I keep pointing out the carried over patterns between bosses in this game and the original, I don't do so disparagingly. For one thing, I know that it's really out of scope to completely engineer new bosses, new AI, in the slightest, really. When it comes to a modification of the original game. But not only that, I just think it's interesting. I mean, it is a shame that pretty much all of the patterns are patterns that I already know. Used in different ways, but still recognizable. But I mean, again, it's a mod. And it's a really good mod. So I'd say some similar patterns are a worthy price to pay for an otherwise completely distinct experience. And it's fun trivia to point out. Sometimes it takes that moment of, this is what this is, to really connect something that looks so different. Anyway, we got that remote from Malco earlier, and now we can finally do something about it. So pretty soon we'll be able to go back and get the ones that we've already passed by. Crap. Oh well. I forgot to save after I opened the shutter, but at least I still... No, I did save after I opened the shutter, I guess. How are you doing, little man? Man, that creep pseudo scares the bejesus out of me. What's the deal, anyway? Does he hate losing that much? Thank you, little man, for your inspiring insight. Okay. Right, I don't actually need to go this way. I was totally on autopilot and not checking what I was supposed to do next. Oops. My brain was like, so go this way now, yes? Go this way? No, I only came this way so I could get that missile expansion. What we do need to do is stop back into the old clinic and save. And also rest. So this next bit's going to be interesting. There's another optional item we can get here. We've got to talk with Monster X. Oh man, you got some critter juice? Alright, time for our rematch, sucker. I'll give you a bit of a head start, even. Okay. Just for a little context, Monster X is, in fact, just going for it. He is trying to kill me. He's not aware that I'm just hitching a ride. Stopping in up here in the ceiling gives us a life capsule. Water. Thank you. And what we want to do, preferably somewhere that he isn't over a pit of death spikes, is... yeah, this'll do. Fight him back and forth just like we would in the original boss fight. The terrain's different, but still the same cat in a tank. Now, we don't actually have to fight him. But there's a shiny thing in it for us if we do. So of course I want to fight him. And again with Excalibur. So, since we defeated Monster X, we get the Cat's Eye Medal. One important thing now is that we can never talk to Monster X again. Otherwise, Monster X will steal it back and we'll have to beat him again. Another thing to note is that the entire, or all of the death spikes go away in this hallway after you defeat Monster X. So you can't just get yourself trapped, which is nice. Now that we're in the Revolutionarium, well, let's just see where things go. We've been cooped up in this labyrinth for far too long. Yeah! Do we, my fellow Gaudis, have any reason to stay here any longer? No! Down this passage lies our very freedom. No longer will we be trapped in here like lowly bugs. But we are... No longer will we content ourselves to these walls. Yeah! What do we want? Freedom. Where are we gonna get it? Forward. What are we gonna eat? Mimiga! Then let's... My fellow Gaudi, an intruder has breached our defenses. For our future and our freedom, attack! They're just normal Gaudi. It's just several of them. This is just... I mean, they did want to eat the Mimiga. So, in structure, this area is very similar to the part of the labyrinth that you go through with Curly in Cave Story. It's a winding passage that we just kind of make our way down. And we fight a bunch of Gaudi on the way. Get over here, we've got healing and a save point, and that only means bad things. Or it means we're in Mimiga Village, but we're not. So, we got a chest in here. We heard that that energy cell was going to be in the Revolutionarium, so let's pick it up. Uh-oh. Aha! You shall not get past us. Aha, for we are the Godsketeers. You shall oppress our people no longer. We are invincible. Have at ye. So, remember that whole changing properties thing? No, not Porfly. So the Godsketeers are a weird case. He shot down Aramid. You may have bested Guathos, but you shall not defeat me, Scorpanen! The Godsketeers are normal blade-throwing Gaudis. Except their blades can be destroyed, there are rollings, and there are 4 of them. And only one of them is vulnerable at a time. All is lost. Once again, that fight really sucks if you don't have Excalibur. Speaking from experience, I fought them with fireballs and bubbles. And like 2 missiles. But, at long last, we're finally coming out the other side of that door we went in all that time ago. Also, in case that doesn't make it obvious, the first secret room is no longer accessible. Before we head back to Mimiga Village and meet up with Sue and Curly, let's check in with Hermit Gunsmith. You haven't seen my gun, have you? Someone came in and stole it while I was out. And even locked the dang door and everything. What is this world coming to? I guess it really doesn't matter. First the parts I had to finish and get broken by the quakes. Then while I'm out my gun is stolen. I guess the world just doesn't want an old hermit like me to follow his dreams. What? You say you took my gun? Well, where is it then? You know what? I don't even care anymore. And I've toiled away for so long, I don't even have anyone I can weep to. Get out of my house. Don't even try to feel sorry for me. You don't care. Nobody cares. I'm just another stupid man wasting his life away chasing his dream. And what do I have to show for it? Broken tools and a miserable thief trying to apologize. Just leave me alone. I don't want to see your face here ever again. Hear me? So that could have gone better. At some point we'll figure out how to apologize. But, for right now, we're gonna duck back in here. And finally, open this gosh darn chest, which contains the snake. It's a slow, zigzagging weapon that pierces walls and enemies but has limited ammo. The stockpile slowly refills while it's active. The snake starts out with very low power, and it's not kidding about refilling slowly. It's a useful tool to have, for sure. The only reason I didn't pick it up earlier is that we would have lost that expansion for it forever if I had done that. But we finally passed the point where that happens. So, we've got a lot of cleanup to do. Notably, picking up that snake doesn't prevent you from needing the Polar Star, because the snake can't break blocks. And this is a snake expansion. This over here is a missile expansion. I did not make it up there. Yamashita Farm. Talk to the owner. Huh? Chamomile? Yeah, we've got plenty of that. I'm drinking some tea I made with it right now, actually. You can pick up some yourself over there on the hill. Maybe we can sit and chat over some tea sometime, eh? Just as he said, we can pick up some chamomile. For reference, that's one of the things that we need to make a life pot. Granted, we do already have one. Now, before we actually check in with anyone, we need to duck back into the pipeworks. It'd be a good time for me to get some energy for the snake. The nice thing about the way that Jenka's Nightmare is structured is that some of the weapons that were mutually exclusive aren't anymore. We can get a snake without needing to give up a fireball. Okay. For that... Neither of those are experience. That is, however, make me anywhere useful. Kind of. Okay. We can finally come in here and pick up yet another snake expansion. Well, there it went. There is still one more thing we're gonna need to come back here for, but we can't do it yet. I considered waiting in the route until later to come back to the Pipeworks at all, just so we could get everything. But it's not that long of a detour. And with as slowly as the snake recharges right now, I'd rather have as much ammo for it as I can. Okay. You want to check this shelf here. Book about herbology. Chamomile grows on the farms. Prickly ash bark comes from Grasstown. And rose hips are in outer area. So that gives us a general idea of where we might need to look for items for the life pod. Of course, we already have one. Quote! You made it back! Booster filled us in on some new details. I met her once myself, that witch Jenka. I remember that voice telling us about her and Balos back then. I'd have never thought those two were really related. But I guess it must be true if her magic is destroying the island. Booster's theory is right, then was it right of us to defeat Balos like that? Well, the good news is, I was out scuba diving before we came here. We still only have one, so I guess you'll have to do this alone. We got an air tank. The chimney should be out past the reservoir. Conduit, on the other hand, is in the bottom corner of the village. Good luck out there, quote. And if you happen to see Balrog, try not to lose him, alright? We also want to check in with Sue. Welcome back! So as you can see, I finally got the teleporter up and running again. It took a while, but it was worth it. You have the Grasstown and Sandzone cards, right? Give them here. All set. You'll be able to go on to Grasstown and Sandzone now. Oh, but that's not all. I also enabled a feature that will let you travel between destinations. Try it out sometime. Huh? Hey, that's... No, don't say anything. I was given this necklace as a kid, and I held on to it ever since. Then, when Dad... I gave it to Toroko because she meant a lot to me. If it weren't for her, I might have died long before I ever met you. When the island fell, I was heartbroken. I could do nothing but cry as we flew away. I was overjoyed when we heard the news the island survived. I knew it was you, somehow, since you had disappeared. I never knew Toroko died. Not until Jack told me. I couldn't do anything but apologize, but... Well, I think Jack hates me. I kinda hate me too. But I can use this necklace to remember her by. Even if I miss her and Dad. As long as I remember them, I can't ever really lose them. Thank you, quote. Please, try to talk to Jack too. He sounds devastated, and I'm sure anything would... Hey, you brought another keycard. Hold on, let me set it up. Done. You can teleport to the Labyrinth now. Okay. That is all we have to say to Sue right now. Check here. Fire burning. Smells kind of sweet. Wondering what's burning? It's some kind of barbed bark I found in Grasstown once upon a time. It smelled so nice I couldn't help but collect a bunch of it. Oh, would you like some? Well, alright, I can't blame you. Now we have some prickly ash bark. Okay. In pursuit of cleaning things up. I'm gonna come to Grasstown. And even though I teleported, I want to start things from the non-teleporter entrance. Because right up here, now we have Booster, we can get a missile launcher expansion. And in Grasstown Tower, we can come talk to Jack. You're okay? Yeah. What a relief. When I heard from Santa that the ground around the storehouse collapsed. But no, Sue was pretty sure you were alive the moment I told her. She seems to have a lot more confidence since the last time she was here. I really do try to keep everyone's safety in my best interest since then. I ask myself, what would King do? And honestly, the more I act on that impulse, the more I hate myself. I guess I just really miss King and Taroko. Maybe I'm holding you guys responsible? Maybe I'm really not #1 material. But what else am I gonna do? And you call yourself a Mamiga? Huh? King? I just can't get a moment's peace around here, can I? I didn't get myself killed for nothing, Jack. You know that. And I sure as heck didn't die to leave you whining like a baby. And what am I supposed to do? I'm not you! I'm no leader. Earthquakes tore apart the old village, and any day could be our last. Your death was a wake-up call to how helpless we all are. Face it, King. I'm just another wannabe loser. I'm helpless, and the other Mamiga would be better off without me. How am I supposed to live up to your image? Tell me what I'm supposed to do. Tell me. The day I died was the most helpless moment of my life. Huh? When I arrived, Jack, it was already too late. The doctor had already force-fed Taroko a handful of red flowers. As I watched Taroko's mind fade away in my arms, I realized something. I realized that I'm just a danger. I lived a fool, angry at humans and what their war did to us. I was just another stupid Mamiga who thought he knew what was best. Tears in my eyes, I saw the doctor and I saw red. Without thinking, I threw myself at him and he showed me just how powerless I really was. I couldn't save Taroko. I just let her watch me get myself killed, and likely crushed her will. As I woke, I tried my hardest to call her name, but her screams of anger were strong and could not be. We died together that day. Neither one of us any stronger than the other. You're my #2 for a reason, Jack. A leader needs a plan before he acts. Me? I'm sure as heck not leader material. But you? You've moved the entire village to protect its people. You've put together a plan and followed through. You're a hell of a better leader than I ever was. Thank you very much. King, now tell me, are you Jack the coward, or are you Jack the leader? I'm Jack the leader. King, thank you. I'll never forget you, as both a leader and as a friend. But I guess I better get going so you can live up to that promise. For what it's worth, I think you made an excellent leader, and I'll miss you. We all will. And I guess I didn't die for nothing after all. Keep them safe, Jack. I'm counting on you. I guess that settles it then. I've got a lot of work I need to do around here. I'll get in contact with Sue and see what I can do to help out on her end. Maybe we'll be able to put the past behind us, huh? Thank you. For avenging King and for saving the island. Everyone here, myself included, are really quite grateful. We couldn't stress that enough if we tried. Oh? Hey, could I have a look at that capsule you've got there? Your thing. Aha! Got it open. Strange, this is all that was inside it. Oh well, it's all yours. Opening the bubbler capsule gives us a life capsule. I'm okay now, thank you. I think being a real leader will take some getting used to. But I'm up to the task. Glad to hear it. Now, up here, finally open this chest. Get some more bubbler ammo. And save, because I don't want to voice that entire conversation again. I appreciate the degree of closure that the the sanctuary and then talking with people again allows you to bring from the events of the first game. Because things really start getting serious at the point in Cave Story where King and Taroko die. And while to an extent you feel it, to another you never get the chance to, because you have to keep moving forward from it. And you definitely never get to see the other people around them react. So, I like the fact that there is that little bit of closure for both Sue and Jack, who are closer to King and Taroko than anyone. Helping other people move forward is good. Anyway, now that we're back in the generator room, we can use the remote from Malco one more time. And we get a replacement map system. Finally, last thing we need from Grass Town is more snake ammo. Let's see if I can remember where the teleporter room is. Excellent, level 3 snake. And teleporter room. Now, we want to head to the sand zone. Aha! You got it. It will take me some time to complete the booster. I intend to meet with you and Sue later today, so please be patient. Huh? Oh no, I don't need your current booster point 8. I've made several in my spare time to amuse myself. Although, I've been working on an alternative power supply for creating 2.0s. Originally, I didn't want to bother Kappa or contend with Misery to get it. I had begun tinkering with it again after you left for the Labyrinth, and reconfigured it into something I'm sure will be a great deal of help. We got the Afterburner. The Afterburner is super nice, because it speeds up the rate that the snake ammo recharges. You still can't just totally spam it, but... Okay, we're not too far. It definitely makes it a lot more useful as a rapid weapon. And I'll be honest, the snake is one of my favorite weapons in the game when it's not preventing me from getting the spur. So, I'm very happy to finally have a snake. Now, we want to come into this save room. Use the remote again and pick up yet another life cap. Okay. Now, the last thing we need to take care of before we continue doing things that are actually useful. Which teleporter is this? Body. Destination is flat. Yes. Destination is body. Cool. That's all set up how it should be. I don't know. And back around this way. Take the teleporter to the Labyrinth teleporter again. And then use the dog whistle. Yep. And this gets us to another secret room. June 29th, 2013, 2:32 p.m. It's been over 4 months since I released the first demo. I'm nearing the completion of the second demo too now. I'm looking to release it very soon. The portions of this game that are in this demo were very mechanic intensive and took a long time. I intended to add even more to this demo, but, well, I feel that everyone's been waiting more than long enough. I just hope I'm doing things right and not just stumbling through the dark like a moron. This stuff is time consuming and I'd hate for it to have all been a waste of time. Oh! Oh shoot, you trapped yourself in the corner of Sand Zone, didn't you? Hold on a sec. Okay, there. That teleporter goes to the Labyrinth now. What? Devoting your free time to a single project is rather emotion-consuming. I don't regret it, and I certainly won't abandon it. It leaves me feeling empty. Like there are other things I could do instead, but then those things would be distracting from time that could be spent on the mod instead. Does that make me sound fickle? Did you know there's an EXP capsule hidden in this room? The ceiling over to the left is fake. I would have mentioned it earlier, but, well, that would make things a little unfair. Alright, let me think. What haven't I indulged you in? Well, there are 2 additional items from the original game that will transfer over in a way. The first is the little man. You might even have him in your pocket right now for all. Give him a chat every once in a while if you like. The other is the Ikachan medal. There's no such medal in this mod, but it will let you start the game with the map system. I've also been messing around with the weapons a lot lately, trying to balance them. The snake had a major revamp in how it deals damage so that it isn't too overpowered. Since it pierces through enemies en masse, it makes the first boss a lot easier to deal with. And that's all I really have to talk about. Okay. Hey look, we're back at the old clinic. Whoa, what? Was this teleporter always here? I'm confused. It wasn't here a minute ago, but... Don't worry about it, buddy. Okay. I don't know why I expected that to work. I'm glad I saved. It's worth noting, by the way, that at this point we could have gotten the snake capsule open if we had. If we had the snake capsule and we took it to Kaba, you could open it for us and it would give us the Hydra, which is a variant of the snake with unlimited ammo. Definitely powerful. Extremely so. Definitely worth giving to players who played through the original game with the snake. And the snake's definitely viable. Again, I really like the snake. Case in point. But I don't like the snake more than the spur. And that's really the deal breaker here. Anyway, since we're back in the Labyrinth shop, we can take the teleporter back to Mimika Village. And we can finally make a bit more progress. So we heard last time that all of this destruction is happening because of two entities. Genesis, creating from things that Oblivion destroys, and Oblivion, destroying the things that Genesis creates. And they're kind of arguing a bit, by the sound of it, and we need to take down both of them. We can go after them in any order. We know that Genesis is in the chimney, and Oblivion is in Conduit. And I'm gonna go to the chimney first. To do that, we have to take yet another path that we've taken before. Come in here. If we just make our way up for a bit, we can reach a door. The area goes on for quite a bit longer, but this is as far as we can get to right now. Teleporter room. We can grab the Aqueduct key card. Data card. And I want to take that back immediately. Forgive the backtracking, but I think it's reasonable to run back and create a shortcut as soon as possible. Let's get out of the water. Data card just do, and then we can teleport to right back where we were. Hey, you brought another key card. Hold on, let me set it up. Done. You can teleport to the Aqueduct now. And that is exactly what we're gonna do. The icon was there earlier, but if memory serves, I have checked what that does, and it just gives you an error can't connect message. With that done, we're gonna save. We're gonna go right. Gonna get stabbed. At least we didn't get stabbed multiple times. Oh bother. Now we got stabbed multiple times. There we go. And here we can get another bubbler expansion. And then go back and heal. Because there's no reason not to. All the water currents in this area can be a little tricky to navigate if you're not facing the right way. The camera has some difficulty keeping up. So for instance, repeatedly moving back and forth to adjust for momentum, as I tend to do sometimes, can cause a bit of a problem. Not too bad though. That funnels us into here. Aggressively. No. Press the switch. The water flow changes. Please, I need weapon. Thank you. I really would have liked some more weapon energy, but that's fine. Oh dear. Oh, down we go. Well, up we go. Round and round and round we go. Where we stop, nobody knows. Oh dear. Whoops. This is fun. I don't think I even had this much trouble getting through this on my first playthrough. Though, it's definitely still a taxing area to get through. Anyway, the water flow goes this way now. And if we're actually effective, we can get impaled again. This is fun. At least I avoided impaling. There we go. Finally, we are up. We have attained uppies. And because I don't want to do that again, we're just gonna come this way. We're gonna heal, we're gonna save, we're gonna really wish that we had more energy for this gun. But as we have discussed, combined healing and saving points only mean very good things or very bad things. It is either completely safe or not at all safe. And I don't know about you, but this doesn't look like completely safe to me. Well, more hearts are rarely a bad thing. They'd be even less of a bad thing if this was Kid Icarus. Right, that's not the correct way. Okay. Up we go. Down we go. Up we go. This way we go. No bother. Up we go once more. There's a press, don't get deaded by it. And hey, this looks suspicious. I better switch to Excalibur for no particular reason. Something's coming. Introducing Alpha. Omega, except blue. And also I have a sword. Huzzah. Now let's stick with the snake one. Yep, nothing else we have to look for except for... Now we're in the Speleothum. This is an interesting area. As you can see, it's dark. This, I would imagine, is one of the mechanic-heavy areas that secret room was talking about. We can still see the whole thing on the map. But our ability to see it clearly is very delayed. I'm not going to check the map too much. We definitely want to avoid the sudden spike traps in the floors. I really like the purple clouds in the background. In this area, now that we have the skeletons coming after us, defeating the skeletons will light up the air. Even if only... There's nothing to be gained for taking out the critters. There's nothing to be lost for taking out the critters. We don't technically have to go to that hallway. It's a dead end. But we do have to go to that hallway if we want to be able to see. And I like vision. I'm not terribly good at it, but I like it. Nope. Not quite. There we go. Here we've got a very dark save room. Sorry, a prep room. Which is almost more ominous. Yeah, the background's really pretty. You know, what of it we can see. Why would you want to end this dream? This is the dream of creation. This is the dream rebirth. But find this dream will not end so easily. Genesis. One of the things to notice about Genesis is that it does a whole lot of damage on contact, as do all of these blocks flying through. Even the destructible blocks that fly through are not destructible. The biggest challenge to using Excalibur in this fight is range. It does a lot of damage while you're up close, but it does not reach very far at all. With that, Genesis is defeated. You got teleported back to the island too, huh? Right. I've been working with my mom and brother toward trying to change me back. Oh, so you're the one Quote talked about. I think he was worried about you after we got off the island. He was worried about me? I was worried about him! The Falling Island isn't something you just walk away from. Oh geez, the Falling Island was nothing! Some of the things inside it that are scary. Heck, with what we saw, I wouldn't be surprised if... Oh! Welcome back! So how'd it go? You beat one of them already? Perfect timing. Booster wanted to meet with us soon and have a talk. We were out here passing the time while we waited for you to get back. Anyway, let's head back to Town Hall and meet up with Booster. Come on, Quote. I see everyone's accounted for. Good, good. Well, first, I believe I've kept you waiting long enough. Booster 2.0 is complete. Huzzah! Heck yeah, I'll equip it. And with that done, we can now begin planning a safe way off the island. Sue, my dear, I've made contact with your mother. Really? She and your brother are trying to convince their superiors to come here. I suggested that Kazuma doesn't use his dragon for the trip, however. It's far too risky until both Genesis and Oblivion are gone. Regardless, it will take a long time for them to get everything ready. Meanwhile, Misery has informed me that Jenka's barrier is weakening. The Quote really killed one of those two beasts? Well, Misery is skeptical, but that's her usual self. If only I had a means of measuring how much of the barrier was left. But with how swiftly the first one was defeated, that may not be required. Quote, I won't keep you around for any further rambling, but I think I have an idea of how we can help you out. I'll let you know when everything is prepared. Okay. Booster 2.0, which is amazing. Heck yeah, mobility. Go ahead and save. And now, there's finally something else we can take care of. Back in the graveyard. Fly up here. And if we get the right start, we can get into the graveyard at long last. It's worth stopping by the save point here. Doesn't have too much use at this point, but the fireball is nice for taking out those mushrooms. You had no business being here. The boss don't take kindly to people doing no business. Scram! Huh? You's looking for some kind of gun? Well, the boss is looking for some sort of gun collector for something. Why not come inside? Hey! Who let this lousy human punk in here? Swift, you got rocks in your skull again? He's looking for a gun, bro. Just look at him. He's armed to the teeth. Aha! A weapon critic, eh? Well, you arrived just in time. I was about to show this here treasure I got under the island to my boys in green, see? Well, I won't keep you boys waiting any longer. Have a look-see at this baby. That's a nice-looking gun, bro. Gotta be one of them. The gunsmiths for sure. Haha, I scored us big this time. The boss will get a kick out of this for sure. He always hated that gunsmith's guts. What? Hey guys, this lousy punk human just said he wants to take this gun from us. You got guts, kid. But I ain't gonna just give it to you. Let's make a little wager, eh? I'll give you this here gun I found if you can beat all of us in a 4-on-1 dog pile. I'll even let you leave if you're too chicken to take us on. But we don't let any wussy chickens into this here club, if you catch my drift. If you refuse, you can't ever come back in here. So what do you say, kid? You really think you can take on all 4 of us at once? Do it. You heard the man, boys. Let's show this punk what Bro Pignon's gang is made of. So this is an interesting fight. We got a Pignon. We got several of them. I still don't know how to actually pronounce that word. Is it supposed to be Pignon? Maybe. The biggest difference between this fight and the original is the extra help that our mushroomy friend has. Also, if you're wondering why I'm not using the blade, the Pignons are actually immune to the blade. For whatever reason. So that could have gone better. You win. It could have gone worse, and we got the Polar Star back. Bye. Unfortunately, we took quite a bit of damage, which means that we lost quite a bit of energy from the snake. Taking more damage isn't going to help anything. We gotta have time to rebuild the snake's energy. Oh dear. I almost made it. There we go. But, now that we've got the spur, or, sorry, the Polar Star, well, I think you get where I'm going. We are going to duck into the start point. Heal up and save. I'm actually going to take the slightly more scenic route so I can get some, at least a little bit more energy in the snake. Oh, we're so close. Come on. There we go. Just get a little bit more to be safe. And at the Hermit Gunsmiths. Oh good, it's you. That'll teach you to talk back to me, old man. You should know your place. I know for a fact it was you who gave Red Hat those weapons. You can't fool me, old man. I don't know what you're talking about. You should really know better than that, old man. I'm not stupid, you know. And as for you, you've pissed me off long enough. This time I'm ending you! Oh heck, it's Pseudo. Pseudo's got missiles now. Missiles hurt, but Pseudo is not immune to the blade. I'll end you! Also, Pseudo has multiple phases this time. You? I saw you in that fight. You're the one who stole my Polar Star. Give that back. Toiled weeks on end to put together this prototype after the last one was stolen. And let me guess, you stole that one too, didn't you? You know, I've long believed that one's weapons should be crafted by oneself. That one who fights with another's weapons and considers that force his own is witless. That one who blames his tools for that which his own power cannot achieve is a fool. But when I see this gun before me that you've used so exhaustively, it moves this man to tears. Think such thorough use were possible even before the gun's completion. And to think my life would be saved by it as well. I apologize for my grumbling. You can keep this gun. After I finish it, of course. Hey, hold on a second. The capsule you have there bears the mark of Polaris 2. This is what became of my other gun. Give me that. Oh. This is... Yes, of course! With this I could... And then... My boy, you won't believe what was in that capsule. I haven't felt this excited since my very first weapon. Now then. Where was I? We got the spur. And this was in that capsule of yours. The Ursa Minor. I made a slight alteration to my dream weapon. Using that Ursa Minor, I've modified it so it can charge twice as fast. It is truly the most powerful weapon I could ever imagine. And I'm the man who made it. This is gonna be fun. But yes, I don't... Right, that's what it is. So, the Polar Star capsule gives you access to a much better spur in this game. By default, this game's spur charges at about 2/3 of the speed, if memory serves, compared to the original. But with the Ursa Minor, this one charges faster than the original spur, which is super nice. Also, our weapons are going off the menu now, just a little bit. Hey bud, I never did tell you that I own a cottage, did I? You can find it somewhere near the bottom of the conduit. My folks will probably be there, so bring me down whenever you got a chance, alright? Okay. With that taken care of, I think we are going to go ahead and go for this as well. And this way we can get to the conduit. I'm down here. We can get the rose hips we need, which I believe is the last item we need to make the life pot. And with the Booster 2.0, I'm home! Great to finally be back home with my darling wife and favorite son. Thanks for taking me all this way, eh? Hey, about that weapon collection you and I put together. Care to trade one of them for my fabulous gun? Actually, no. Really? That's too bad. Thank you for your help. Okay, I don't. Talk to you again. Hi, mister. Okay. So we could die. That's an option. I actually might not take him back down there, now that I've shown it. Still want his commentary. This is the graveyard. But if we take him down there, we can trade one of our weapons for the Nemesis, which is the only weapon in the game that is exclusive to a New Game Plus save file. Because you have to have the little man from Cave Story. I don't want the Nemesis, I like all of my other weapons. And I never really use the Nemesis anyway. So, we're just gonna keep little man around to talk a little bit. We'll get him back home eventually. We head through here, we'll get to the abandoned facility. Journal entries on screen. January 12th, 2417. Production is going well. Using the strange flowers that we grow on this island, we've been able to produce new medicine. The creatures here that call themselves the Mamiga seem to have an allergic reaction, however. January 18th, 2417. We've determined the cause of the allergies are the reddish flowers that grow here. Medicines that contain these flowers have also had a large array of negative side effects in humans. Production of red medicines has ceased until we can properly measure a counteragent. January 26th. There was an accident today. One of the Mamiga children managed to avoid detection and found their way into the vault. It ate copious amounts of the red flowers we had locked away. The child became violent and feral. The tranquilizer had little to no effect on the child. We had no choice but to neutralize it. Just a little bit more. I forgot you were there. Just a little bit more energy. For Excalibur. Chew. Press the switch, activate another console. Switch, and activate another console. Oh no, we're stuck. Press the switch. go ahead and save while we got a save point. Right, we have to defeat the enemies before we can mess with the concept. There we go. Press the switch. Now we can get through here, and we don't even have to ignore a treasure chest the first time we see it. Journal entry. February 3rd. Negotiations with the Mamiga are at an all-time low. Despite our best efforts, the accident with one of their children, has led them to believe we were at fault. There's little doubt in my mind that we truly are. I fear that child's curiosity may have sparked a civil war between humans and Mamiga. February 9th. Higher-ups have doubled security today. Many of my co-workers feel uneasy about the increase in security drones. I too am stressed by this. I can do nothing but watch. I have a horrible feeling of what will come. February 12th. Security drone shot and killed Mamiga on site today. I do not know if it was intentional or a bug in its programming. My fears are slowly confirming themselves. I have applied for leave immediately. February 15th. Still no response on my application. What are the higher-ups doing? Are my associates and I merely expendable resources? February 19th. My fears are all too true now. Mamiga have gotten more and more hostile towards humans. One attacked and bit a member of security. It was immediately new. I can do nothing but watch. I want to leave this place before it spirals out of control. Sounds like things are fine. Or, well, were fine. Another save in. A nice shot with a spur can actually take out these things, names I don't remember, without them splitting. Technically because it takes out them and all of the small ones at the same time. Another journal entry. February 28th. It has been a month since my application to leave and still no reply. I am trapped here. Security robots swarm the facility. We can hardly do research around them, there are so many. I just want to go home. March 6th. The Mamiga have broken into the vault and taken the red flowers and medicines for themselves. Security is at an all-time high, and morale is at an all-time low. There are rumors going around that they will begin pushing back against the Mamiga. They have done nothing wrong here. Who is in charge of this operation? Why are they so desperate to start a war between species? March 13th. Something horrible is amiss. There are more and more reports of security robots going rogue and attacking both man and Mamiga alike. My heart is filled with so much sorrow and worry I can hardly sleep a full night's worth. I have filed requests to leave almost once a week now, since late February. When will I ever leave this place? March 20th. They have started a full-on war. I have been reassigned from research to hands-on medicine work. Men and women, Mamiga alike, are beaten and bloody. I can do nothing but watch and hope. March 25th. They brought in weapons from off the island, They gleefully named Deconstructor Mark 1 and Mark 2. I tried to force myself onto the transport before it left, but I was apprehended. I'm needed here. I pray for help. March 31st. They turn on us now. Security robots everywhere, some trustworthy, others fiendish. They don't care if we're Man or Omega anymore. Why is this happening? April 2nd. I've managed to stop the bleed. I don't have much time left. If anyone's still alive and they read this journal, Deconstructor Mark 2 has gone rogue. Leave before it... Something tells me there's not going to be another journal entry. But there is a switch and we're going to press it. You may be right that some more proactivity with HR might have gone a long way, but something tells me they were past that point. Oh, we've got a fan on now. All sorts of enemies in our way. Pew pew, lasers. Okay, good. There's something up there, but we can't get it yet, so I'm not even gonna bother going there. Cool and good. As if Monster X wasn't annoying enough to deal with on its own. Fortunately, it's far from the end of the world. We just have to be more careful with how we move. I should have fired that spur blast while I had it. Definitely just hit it with one fireball. I stepped on the spikes on the corner of the room. Oh well, Deconstructor Mark II taken care of. And there are still enemies. But over here we can get a snake expansion for free. Yay! And here we have the Void. Void is fun. The Void is long. If we fall in the Void, we end up dropping back through the top. There's not too much to worry about. But the camera movement is slow and every enemy goes through walls. So the snake is actually a better choice for this particular area. I don't really need to be fighting all of these. Okay, now it's personal. Hand back here, you jerk. There we go. Oh, that's almost enough. Hope one of these will give me one. There we go. Darn it! I had to say it. Oh well. If it's anything like the last one, then there will be an energy capsule waiting for us. Give me that, thank you. Just because there will be one doesn't mean I'm gonna wait for it. Everything else goes through walls, so I want to as well. Gotta be getting close. I'm not sure that the floor could be much less visible. There we go. Okay, prep room. Healing. Saving. Also, because I don't think that I've mentioned it, those healing boxes that would normally refill missiles refill all of your ammo, in addition to your health. All things must end, so they may begin again. Why would you stop me? How can you stop me? Destruction is an absolute. You are powerless to oppose it. Introducing Oblivion. And that's very true. The enemies in the void would definitely get overwhelming if you didn't take them out. You don't have to, but it's probably in best interests to do so. Oblivion itself is almost impossible to see when its eye isn't open. It's also invulnerable when its eye isn't open, though, so that's not too much of a loss. This could definitely be done faster by getting right up in its face and spamming the sword. The spur's fun. The spur works well when there isn't a lot of chance to attack. It gives you plenty of time to charge. And you're not losing DPS, really. He did it. Mother, hold on, I'm... Oh. This seems fine. Hey, this place looks familiar. Healing, saving, a rock. Aha! Hey, Quote. Where'd you run off to? We got separated back in that small room with the boulder, remember? Well, all that sand in my thrusters turned into a thick mud. Could I borrow your fireball for a while to try drying off? Pearly gave me her machine gun when she went scuba diving, so how about we trade? Sure. And now we finally have a machine gun. Thanks, Quote. As soon as I get myself cleaned up, I'll try to meet with you and Curly. See you later. And with the machine gun, we can finally open a bunch more boxes. But first, we've got one more capsule to take care of. Hey, Quote. Say, Quote, you mind if I have a look at that capsule you got there? Go for it. Sorry, I said I minded. No, I don't mind. Yikes! I think I broke it. Wait, no. It opened? Huh. We got 30 more missiles. We got 102 of them. Huzzah indeed. Naturally, the way that we first entered this area is closed off, but fortunately there's a new way out up here. And we're back in the Revolution area. See what I can do about leveling up the machine gun on our way through here. There we go, now it's a little bit better. Darn it. Sometimes leveling up weapons in Cave Story feels like leveling up Pokemon. In that you just have to do the fighting with a stronger one. And switch the weaker one in for experience. Or you could keep being a fool and jump into danger. Seems like a good way to spend a Tuesday afternoon, huh? Is it obvious at all that I'm not used to using the machine gun? Oh, bother. And those were all hearts. I at least wanted to get level 2 and stay there. You jerks. I say as I descended into your house for the second time today and killed every last one of you. Anyway, hey look, there's something in this box again. Hey look, it's the whimsical star. Hey look, they're back. Aha! You shall not... Oh, it's you again. Well, this is awkward. Come, brothers, let's teach him what we're really made of. We won't be bested again. Have at ye. It's the same fight. Poor Fly, not again! Okay, which one of you is more? That one. Aramid's down! Wathos, take a breather! I'll get him this time! Oh, you... poor, hopeless thing. Oh. Good fight. Yeah, the machine gun at low level... it's not great. At least, not compared to a bunch of weapons I'm better with at higher levels. Or, you know, the spur, just in general. Gosh darn it. For whatever reason, my laptop likes to randomly switch focus away from whatever I'm doing sometimes. For now, since I believe that the internet is necessary for someone else to use right now, this is gonna be where I call it. hopefully, this week I'll actually do a second stream. The first time in a few. I've got some plans, I just haven't had the time or energy to follow through with them. So, hopefully we'll get to that in a few days on Friday. And we'll be picking up back here on next Tuesday. See just what things look like now, because clearly that didn't work as intended. Anyway, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching, and I hope you have a good night. Bye, everyone.